Imagine driving a truck in a place where temperatures drop to minus 60 degrees and surviving. While most vehicles would collapse in the extreme cold, Soviet engineers reinvented every detail: preheated engines, insulated cabins, and solutions that seem straight out of science fiction. Each of these trucks was a battle against nature and an example of relentless creativity. Today, you'll learn about 7 giants that conquered the North and the secrets that made them nearly indestructible. Life in the extreme North. During the Soviet Union era, working in the far North was extremely difficult due to the intense cold and harsh conditions. Drivers creatively adapted their trucks. They insulated the hoods, added double glazing, channeled engine heat into the cabin, and even installed small stoves to withstand the low temperatures. In 1964, the government decided that all automotive plants should manufacture vehicles specifically prepared for these conditions. Next, we will learn about 7 Soviet trucks that were specially adapted to withstand the harsh northern climate. In 1965, at the Gorky Automotive Plant, the GAS 53S was born, based on the serial model GAS 53. This truck was prepared to withstand the extreme temperatures of the North. Under its hood was a V8 gasoline engine with a capacity of 4.2 liters and a power of 115 horsepower. To facilitate engine starting in extreme cold, a flameless preheater was installed. The transmission was a 4-speed manual designed to endure low temperatures. The truck's load capacity was 4 tons. The larger capacity battery was moved from under the driver's seat to the space under the hood, mounted on a bracket attached to the chassis rail. The hood itself was lined with insulating material, and fiberglass and glass cloth padding were added inside. Added the cabin was not neglected. The sides and the inclined part of the floor were lined with cardboard, while the shelf of the cabin was covered with 5mm spongy rubber. The rear wall up to the rear window was covered with 20mm thick foam. To improve the seal at the bottom of the doors, foam was applied, and the interior parts of the doors were also covered with 3mm cardboard. The cabin heater was reinforced by increasing the size of the radiator, and air distribution was optimized by expanding the outlets to the windows and interior. An electromagnetic clutch was incorporated to disconnect the engine cooling system fan. All vehicle components used cold-resistant oils and fluids, while the rubber parts, including drive belts, shock absorbers, and cushions, were made from materials resistant to low temperatures. A searchlight was installed on the cabin roof, and fog lights on the bumper. The cabin received double glazing. The trucks were tested in Yakutia and the Magadan region, enduring temperatures as low as minus 60 degrees without a garage. The tests revealed the need for further improvements, so the mass production of this northern modification never materialized. ZIL 130S. In 1974, the ZIL 130S was developed at the Likhachov factory based on the standard ZIL 130, with production organized at the Chita assembly plant. This truck featured a V8 gasoline engine with a 6-liter capacity and 150 horsepower. To facilitate cold starts, a P100 preheater was incorporated. The battery was located in an insulated compartment heated by exhaust gases. The transmission was a 5-speed manual, and the vehicle's load capacity reached 6 tons. Fog lights, a controllable searchlight, and a powerful pneumatic horn were added. To improve traction, a winch was installed at the front of the chassis, driven by a shaft from the power takeoff of the gearbox. The hood and radiator grille received insulating covers. The cabin was equipped with double glazing and internally lined with polyurethane foam up to 20 millimeters, while the floor was externally covered with felt and canvas blankets. The door frames had additional rubber seals. The cabin heating system was reinforced. and in case of engine or main heater failure, an independent gas heater was available, operating without using battery power. The engine oils and fluids were specially formulated for low temperatures. The fuel system included an additional 65-liter tank installed between the chassis rails at the rear. The exhaust pipe was located on the right side to improve visibility. After successfully passing all tests in the north, this truck was mass-produced from the 70s until December 1985. The colors included reddish-orange and military camouflage tones. Ural 375K. In 1967, the Ural 375K was created at the Ural Automotive Plant, based on the Ural 375D. Its engine was a gasoline 8-cylinder V, 7-liter capacity, and 180 horsepower. For cold starts, the truck had a powerful preheater. The transmission was a 5-speed mechanical, combined with a simplified design transfer case, with permanent front axle drive and a lockable planetary center differential. The load capacity was up to 7 tons. The hood and radiator grille had insulating covers, and a fixed searchlight was installed on the roof. The front bumper received fog lights, and a protective grille was placed under the engine oil pan. The cabin was additionally insulated and had double glazing, and an auxiliary heater was added to maintain the internal temperature up to 20 degrees Celsius, even with external temperatures of -60 degrees. With 6x6 traction, the vehicle could overcome large bumps, slopes of up to 58 degrees, swampy areas, and deep snow. Some models included rear winches. All rubber parts were made with cold-resistant materials. The truck was painted in bright orange to increase visibility in the extreme northern conditions. CRAZ 256 ABS. In 1967, the CRAZ 256 ABS was created at the Kremenchug Automotive Plant, based on the CRAZ 256B. This truck featured a V8 diesel engine with a volume of 14.9 liters and a power of 240 horsepower. For cold starts, a BJ-D44 preheater and a start pilot device that injected flammable liquid into the cylinders during ignition were installed. The transmission was a 5-speed manual with a 2-speed transfer case and a lockable central differential. The load capacity was 12 tons. The fuel tank and batteries were heated with exhaust gases. The hood and radiator shutter were insulated for faster engine warming. The bumper had fog lights, and an additional fuel tank was placed under the chassis. To soften the suspension, the front springs were extended to 1400 millimeters. The cabin was fully insulated. All walls, doors, and the floor were covered with corrugated cardboard, canvas, and a type of plastic felt. The glass was double glazed, with a silica gel tube between them. In 1973, they were replaced by heated electric windows. A more powerful heater with a fan was installed, along with an emergency heater. Over the years, more than 13,000 units of the Northern CRAZ were produced. MAZ 500S. In 1965, at the Minsk Automotive Plant, the MAZ 500S was born, based on the standard MAZ 500. The engine was a diesel V8 with a displacement of 11 liters and a power of 180 horsepower. To ease starting, the truck featured a BJD 400 preheater that warmed not only the coolant, but also the oil in the engine crankcases and gearbox, using the preheater's hot gases. The transmission was a 5-speed manual, and the load capacity reached 7.5 tons. The 200-liter fuel tank and the battery compartment were heated by exhaust gases. The cabin was insulated with double glazing on the windshield and doors and featured high-performance liquid heating. All rubber components were made to withstand temperatures down to -60 degrees. The truck was equipped with an air horn, roof-mounted spotlight, external starting system, front fog lights, and an additional rear light for reversing, Bell AZ 540S. In 1972, at the Belarusian automotive plant, the Bell AZ 540S was produced based on the Bell AZ 540 quarry dump truck. This truck featured a V12 diesel engine with a capacity of 22 liters and 360 horsepower. To facilitate starting, a BJD 600 diesel-powered preheater was installed, along with an external DC power source starting system through a special connector, allowing the batteries to be charged without removing them from the truck. An ignition liquid could be injected into the intake ducts for starting. The transmission was a 3-speed with a hydraulic converter, controlled by an electromagnetic clutch that regulated the fan according to the outside temperature. The load capacity was 27 tons. The lower part of the engine compartment had special panels protecting from cold air, and the compartment was insulated with felt covered with synthetic material. The right tank was heated by exhaust gases. Connecting to the exhaust pipe, the cabin was insulated and featured double glazing and an electrically heated windshield. All rubber components and oils were made with cold-resistant materials, as in all trucks adapted for the North. COM.AZ 5410 Norteño. In 1978, the COM.AZ 5410 Norteño was developed at the Kama automotive plant, based on the COM.AZ 5410 tractor truck. Its diesel engine was a V8 with a volume of 10.8 liters and 210 horsepower. A preheater and an insulating hub for the engine compartment were incorporated. A false oil pan was added to use the heat from the exhaust gases. The transmission was a manual 10-speed with a 2-stage splitter. The semi-trailer's load capacity reached 10 tons. To improve visibility and orientation, a spotlight was placed on the roof of the cabin, fog lights on the bumper, and the exhaust pipe was moved to the right side. The cabin had additional insulation for noise and cold, double glazing, and an insulated top vent. In addition to the standard heater, it had an independent emergency heater. The batteries had integrated electric heating. The truck was equipped with special northern tires and anti-slip chains. If you were impressed by these Soviet trucks designed for extreme cold, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. In the next video, we'll explore more amazing machines that defy the limits of engineering and nature.